Oh, sorry, excuse me.
No, please, it was my fault.
It's 3 days before Christmas. I had done some shopping at the mall and was lugging a giant teddy bear clutched awkwardly in front of me when I collided with him. He was a handsome man, suited and booted with a look of sheer panic etched on his face. He stumbled back, a startled look on his face. "Oh, I'm so sorry," I said. "No, it's my fault," he exclaimed. His eyes wide. He was holding a gift card? A gift card? I couldn't help but let my voice rise a little. Then he admitted that finding the perfect gift had been a challenge. "My name is Angie, and this is my love story." Later, fate intervened. I boarded a bus and literally bumped into him again. At first, he seemed preoccupied with his phone. Then we got to talking. He explained that he was an architect at a prestigious firm and had recently moved here to London from New York. He was overwhelmed by work and short on time. The gift card was for his new girlfriend of 3 months, Charlotte, who is also his boss's daughter. I introduced myself as a personal shopper, and I just couldn't shake the feeling that he hadn't put enough effort into finding something truly special for Charlotte. I arrived at my stop, and he kindly offered to help me with my bags. The next day, the most unexpected thing happened. I discovered that our gifts had been mixed up. I rushed to his office, but I had no idea what his name was. Feeling a bit flustered, I decided to simply show myself into his office. We literally bumped into each other once again. We finally introduced ourselves. I learned his name was David. After exchanging the mixed-up gifts, I was about to leave when he asked for my help in finding the perfect gift for Charlotte. I hesitated initially, given the proximity to Christmas, but he offered me double my usual rate. Seeing his genuine predicament, I agreed to help. However, when I started asking him questions about Charlotte to help me find the perfect present, I realized he didn't know her very well. He couldn't tell me her favorite movie or even her favorite store. It was like he was trying to buy a gift for a stranger. In a last-ditch effort, I decided to take him shopping with me. After all, who better to choose a gift than the person giving it? However, he did have a crucial meeting for his first major project later that day, so we only had a couple hours to work with. The pressure was mounting and time was running out. We wandered through the mall, and when we reached the jewelry section, David hesitated. "A necklace feels too personal," he admitted. Just then, we bumped into Charlotte and her mother. The encounter was awkward, to say the least. Things went from awkward to disastrous when we were stopped by store security. It turned out David had accidentally pocketed a necklace, and we were both accused of shoplifting. We ended up being chased by a mall cop and the store security for a while, which was mortifying. As a disguise, we participated in a Christmas pudding race, and they ultimately lost sight of us. After that, we headed to a market Charlotte's mother had mentioned, but our search there was fruitless. We also tried my usual go-to store, but luck wasn't on our side. However, the shop owner reminded me about a special pen I had been eyeing, but when I planned to treat myself to once, I finished writing my book. It was still available. Our luck continued to be dismal. We visited another market, but still couldn't find the perfect gift. To make matters worse, David received an urgent call. His business meeting had been moved to an earlier time. In his haste to get back to the office, he slipped and fell into a lake. Needless to say, he missed the meeting. Then I took him back to my place to get him out of the wet clothes and find him some dry ones. Desperate to salvage the situation, we decided to crash a Christmas party where we hoped to encounter the businessman David was to meet with. We danced for a bit, trying to blend in with the festive crowd. However, our plan backfired spectacularly. Instead of meeting the businessman, we ran into Charlotte, her face a mixture of shock and disbelief upon seeing us together. She was convinced that David was having an affair with me. To add insult to injury, after we left the party, I discovered my car had been impounded. I told David I had to go, but he insisted on accompanying me. And in a moment of desperation, he claimed that his house keys were left in his suit inside my car. Feeling a sudden sense of adventure, I spontaneously took him to the waterfront and told him about the Westminster Christmas Eve wish, a local legend claiming that wishes made there at midnight would come true. When we got the impound lot, it was closed due to the holiday. I ended up taking him to my parents' pub to stay the night. He charmed my parents with his easygoing manner, even lending a hand at the pub. They seemed to genuinely like him and insisted he stay in the guest suite upstairs, despite his insistence that he would go to a hotel. And we did share a moment on the stairs after I straightened the crooked angel topper on the Christmas tree. Then, as David was putting on his tuxedo, his keys tumbled out of his pocket. He confessed he knew he had his keys, but he just couldn't leave me alone earlier that night. He apologized profusely, and he confessed he can't remember the last time he had so much fun. As we said our goodbyes, he leaned in and kissed me on the cheek. We exchanged Christmas greetings, then he boarded a cab. Miraculously, David managed to reschedule the business meeting and secure the contract. Then he bought me this special pen I had been eyeing. He left it at my parents' Christmas party, leaving me to discover it later, a delightful surprise. On Christmas Eve, fate seemed to intervene. We both independently found ourselves at the waterfront wishing place. He shared the news that he and Charlotte had parted ways, and I expressed my gratitude for the pen he gifted me. Then we each tossed a coin into the water, making our own secret wishes. Then we turned to each other, our eyes meeting. The tension between us was palpable. Slowly, tentatively, we leaned in, our lips met, and we shared a kiss. It was an unexpected turn of events, a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected paths can lead to the most beautiful destinations. Perhaps, just perhaps, some wishes are meant to come true.